Hello guys, I'm Felipe Pampuri. I'm from Beetronics. I'm here today to show you guys the ZZOMBEE. We're actually at NAMM 2022. This pedal has not come out. By the time you guys seen it, NAMM is gonna have passed, but here I am. I brought this little surprise to the show. So yeah, the ZZOMBEE is, it's called the Field Tremolator. It has that name because it does a bunch of different stuff, and we had to come up with a proper name for it. But it's a pretty crazy pedal. It's a multi-effects, fully analog with digital controls. It can do effects from like different filters, tremolos. It has fuzz. It has low octave. It has in fact, it has your instrument signal running in parallel to a low octave. Then there is a filter that can be applied to either the low octave or the instrument signal. The instrument signal can also have 4 different gain stages, going from clean to fuzz. On the filter, there are 3 modes, and then there are 3 amplitude modes once you turn the filter off. The modes are very interesting and very different than anything else we have ever made. So what you have is like we have the LFO mode, the MAD mode, which is a random filter, random patterns, and then you have a ramping mode as well, where it was something similar to what a wah would be. Where this pedal really shines in a lot of ways is the ways you can control the modulation. I'll show you guys some examples. There is a lot of sounds in it. I'm sure during the whole video I'm not even gonna scratch the surface because there's a lot of different things, but I'll give you guys some run through and some sounds. I started with 2 presets. Those are like the 2 of the factory presets that come in it. There are 5. So I'll go through my first one that I was playing. It's actually fuzz with a low octave, and the filter is being applied to the low octave on a ramping mode. So if I lower here, I'm left only with the octave with the filter. And then if I raise back my instrument signal, I have them both running. And that's on the ramping mode. So on the ramping mode, you can use the alternate controls. There is an alternate controls for ramp up and ramp down, so you can set the speeds for however you want to go up and down. You can invert directions. You can do all kinds of crazy movements with that. I'll go through my second preset that I played here, which is a randomized filter. So there's actually 65,000 different patterns in the pedal. You just keep scrolling through it, and it keeps generating new patterns. Right now I have just a clean tone and being applied the randomized filter to just the instrument signal. The low octave is fully off. But you can do, for example, this, and you can apply the filter to the low octave, raise the low octave, add some fuzz. So there's something really cool about it. Every mode where there is like an LFO or any kind of movement going on the ramping foot switch, you can pause or start, trigger that movement. So right now, for example, I can pause it by holding this. And if I double click my bypass, then I can actually trigger it by holding it. Here I'm actually playing the guitar and trying to do both things, but usually you would be doing that with your feet, so it's a little more simple. There's also an LFO mode. For example, let me run the LFO on the instrument signal. I'll take the octave off, clean up the sound so it's... At the center of the pedal there is the wingspan. On its regular control, it's your sweep, so the bottom of your filter. And on its alternate control, it is your depth, so it will be the top of the filter. So I'll show you guys a little bit whenever you turn off the modulation, the filter modulation, and we go into amplitude modulation. So you also got 3 different modes there. You got the POR and B, which is the parasite and the B, and the parasite and B modes here is going to be like a volume ramp. So you're going to be doing a volume ramp off the instrument signal or a volume ramp off the low octave. And in the center we have the cross mode, which you are able to do tremolos in this very unique tremolo called the cross tremolo. I'll give you guys a taste of the cross tremolo and some crazy stuff you can do with a cross tremolo. It's actually an effect never before heard on any other pedal. At least I never seen anywhere. So you can do some crazy stuff, especially if you start playing with the patterns and different time signatures from what the actual cross tremolo is doing. So the cross tremolo, it's actually the pulses of the tremolo alternate between the low octave and your fundamental. So it does this crazy like sweet dreams type of. And that's pretty cool, you know, but you can also just use this as a regular tremolo, so you lower one of the sides, and then you can, let me do a crazy thing. I mean, at first just regular tremolo. If you take your depth down, it becomes sine wave. If you roll up, you are on a square wave. You can use it as like a mellow. Let's go more mellow. And then you can also do really cool things with the tremolo features. For example, we put here your depth at the maximum. Raise the speed so you are on. And then you can do stuff. For example, you double tap here to pause it. And then you pause it. Now you are going to have the actual LFO accessible here as a momentary. So. Getting a little hard to play and do the whole hand thing, but it gets pretty cool. You can also do that with your low octave, whichever you want to go. You know, you could apply that tremolo only to the low octave and go crazy on it. Or you can blend them. And then for last, we have the ramping feature. So, for example, whenever you're ramping the low octave, it's pretty cool. It sounds somewhat like a cello. So, And then you could ramp also your instrument signal, which you're gonna ramp here. Anyways, this gets hard to do and play, and actually you would do it with your feet, but it's pretty cool. And actually the volume ramps are really cool, and combined with a delay, you can do all kinds of different and crazy things. And yeah, that's a little bit about the ZZOMBEE. The ZZOMBEE can save presets. It has 5 onboard presets. It does have an expression input, and the expression is actually very cool and unique. You can save like a heel and toe positions, like you can set to different tempos. You can make them be exact subdivisions of each other, play with the tempos. It's actually very cool. Like each mode has its own like expression type of control. So in certain modes there's going to be control in time, other modes is going to be control in sweep, and like all kinds of like filter ramps and all that. So it's really cool. This pedal is very expressive. It takes a whole different approach to expression and ramping. It takes it to a whole different kind of thing. So I hope you guys get to play and enjoy, and helps you create some crazy stuff, because this pedal, what for me it's all about, it's about creativity. It really enhances your creativity, sparks a lot of new ideas, and the way you control the filter modulations and all that. It pretty much becomes an extension of your instruments. Like this is part of what you're playing. You're actually playing the pedal together. Not to mention that the signal chain of like the low octave and your instrument signal and everything that goes in between, it would be a very big rig for you to even set that up and hear it. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I hope you guys have fun with it. We've been having a lot of fun ever since we had the prototype. So that's it. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. And bzz, bzz, bzz.